Seoul, Korea. This is the airport in Seoul. Los Angeles. Not generally a place I'm excited to go. uh, I have to say at this point, it looks like home. Actually, this is a very nice airport. It's pretty empty. It's not a lot of traffic going in and out of it, but there is traffic. Things are open. You can get something to eat. Had a sandwich here at the Dunkin' Donuts and some coffee this morning. Actually, it was about noon, but it felt like morning to me. I'm a little bit out of sync from starting to travel, but nonetheless, you got the bistro bar. Looks like a bunch of Koreans. Duh. Smoking room, my goodness. You still allow smoking. Just put them in their own room. So it's 1 o'clock here. Flight leaves at 12:20. Back to LA. Interesting, had a ticket to go to Chicago. For some reason, they couldn't get me to Chicago, so they thought they could just drop me at Denver, which, okay. So I ended up just having to buy a different ticket from LA to Chicago on American Airlines to get back to Chicago, which is where my car is. From there, I got about a 5-hour drive home. But yeah, it's starting to look possible. Tell you, a week or two ago, it was, trying to get out of the Philippines was looking nearly impossible. But I mean, you can see this airport is literally empty. There's, I think most people sitting over in this area are probably waiting on the same flight as me to LA, which is going to be on this plane right out over here. You can see it right there. They're prepping it, getting it ready. So looks to be a pretty good sized plane. I'm hoping it's fairly empty, so there's a little room to stretch out. But so I had about a 8-hour layover here, which gave me enough time to get cleaned up, get something to eat. You can at least kind of feel half normal again. Wash your hair, your face, kind of take a bath in the sink, but better than nothing. Apparently this is the hot spot to eat. My goodness. Oh, look at there, Victoria's Secret up there. My God, they're not just in every mall, they're in every airport. When I left Cebu City was pretty much, locked down. The airport, there was one flight out, and there was nothing open inside the airport. to eat or drink. You pretty much had a water and a bathroom, and that was it. There was no businesses, no anything. I did have a few snacks to snack on, so I was okay. Plus, I kind of like a camel. I probably carry a week's worth of food extra around on me anyway, so it wasn't like a little starvation was gonna hurt me much. Hey, look at there, there's a plane coming in right there. Looks to be the same airline as what I'm going on, Asiana Airlines. I started out on Korean Air to get to here, and then Asiana Air to get to LA, and then rather than get dumped in Denver, we switched to American Airlines to get to Chicago. So, hey, and another smoking lounge, my goodness. Apparently, if you're a smoker, you're well accommodated in Korea. You got liquor and tobacco, duty free. My goodness, this duty free crap. I have to say it's a really nice airport. It was fairly easy to get around, but I had to switch terminals and everything this morning, but there was nobody here, so you weren't fighting big, huge crowds and trying to make your transition from point A to point B. So that was, I guess, easy that way, but it was quite a haul to get from one terminal to another. You take a train or whatever you want to call it to get from one to the other. Well, looks like a flight crew probably. Could be maybe our flight. I have to think this is probably one of the bigger international terminals here. Certainly, I would guess the biggest one in Korea, but I know it's a pretty big international terminal. On the way over, I ended up going through Japan, Tokyo, but that whole flight got canceled on me, and you're just kind of left high and dry. I don't know any other way to put it through this situation. They just flat ass cancel your flights and don't even respond to emails as to what's happening. So you just were pretty much forced to just start booking new tickets if you wanted to get home. If you were going to try to get home on your original ticket, I don't know if that would ever happen. Not sure they're even going to make good on it. We'll find out. But so you can see here's the big board of flights. So for departures, I think those are departures. Yeah, international departures. 1440 to Los Angeles is the one I'm on. It's actually, I think, about 4 different calls from airlines. Mine should be coming up there. That's mine. OZ202 is mine. But so I think they're sharing that with a bunch of different airlines are sharing that same flight number. Certainly, the gate has about, when you look at it, about 5 different flights that are associated with that departure time at that gate. So nonetheless, it still doesn't look that busy. My guess is just getting stranded Americans home. I don't really think anyone else is really allowed to go there, nor would they really want to at this point in time. I think the world is just trying to do what I'm trying to do, and that's trying to get your ass back home to ride this thing out. The virus itself has kind of taken over the States. I mean, even in the rural area of Wisconsin where I live. The last I looked, there was 8 cases in the county I live in. None in the county I work at, but that's as rural of Wisconsin as you can get. So if it's hit rural Wisconsin, it's pretty much hitting everywhere. And I guess the statistics kind of back that up. This thing's a fucking mess. I'm really not too worried about it once I get home. I guess for me, my biggest risk is just this travel getting home. So once I get home, I'm fine. I think I'm going to be pretty much put in home quarantine. I don't know if that's mandated by the state or by the county where I work at, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do either a work from home for 2 weeks or home for 2 weeks. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I'll find out this weekend once I finally get home and make a few phone calls, see what's up for Monday. Yeah, actually, I'm only about a week off schedule from my original schedule, or a week delayed anyway. So, all in all, not bad. My girl Hannah's trapped in Cebu City at the place that we were staying. I feel bad about that. But she's got a nice place, food, safe. Hopefully within a week she'll be able to get out of there when they start running the ferries. They literally have not run ferries in the Philippines for 3 weeks. The Cebu ferry that runs out of Cebu City shut down. It'll be 3 weeks this coming Sunday. Actually, it ran on Sunday, but on Monday is when it shut down. So I guess Monday would be 3 weeks that it has not ran. So we'll see if they're going to open that up shortly. So some of the stranded people in the Philippines can get home. There's other Americans stranded. For me, I guess we were planning to go to Ormoc, and we were 1 day away from doing that, but the ferry shut down. And if that would have happened, I'd be in Ormoc, and there'd be no way to get out of Ormoc. Ferries, there's no airport there. So your way out of there is the ferry to Cebu, and that hasn't been running for 3 weeks. A guy I met on the way over is in Palawan, and he's thinking he might be there till at least the 15th of April. 2 more weeks yet. So we'll see how this all unfolds, but it's an eerie feeling being stranded away from home. My bank card quit working when I was over there, and I didn't think about it initially, but I did discover why. Because when I was originally setting up my travel, they had asked my travel dates, and it was to the 28th of March. I think that was the last day I was able to use it, because they put those dates in there, and once it got past those dates, it just quit working. Now, I didn't think about that initially, and I wasn't at the desperation point for needing cash, so everything worked out fine. But one thing to keep in mind, I guess, when you're traveling, maybe think about your access to cash, because that's the scariest thing in a place over here or somewhere else is to not have money or money available to take shelter and refuge, house and feed yourself. I can't tell you how many people you saw in the Philippines that seem to be stranded without any source of revenue to sustain themselves, and quite honestly, that's a a little bit of daily life over there, but it just gets exacerbated when something like this hits, because there's just the revenue stream for the locals is just severely inhibited, and they can't they can't survive this very long, because so much of their industry is shut down. No taxis, no businesses are open. All the things they need to survive on are closed. And there was some government effort, in various places to get some people some emergency food, but not enough to live on or survive on for any length of time. So anyway, so here's a look at the Seoul airport. Thanks.